In a world where Christians are constantly divided and fighting over things that really don't matter, we honestly forget the scripture that says, "They will know you by the love you have for one another." Hi, my name is Felix, and today we're going to be talking about the Reach Records 2026 Summer Playlist. Looking at the cover art, it's heavily inspired by retro CDs. If you look at that, it's surrounded by the crown of thorns. To me, it represents the idea that everything we create, our music, gifts, and creativity is ultimately to bring glory to Jesus. Romans 12 tells us to offer our lives as living sacrifices, which is our reasonable act of worship. So everything we do is ultimately for the glory of God. And with 37 artists and 15 songs on one project, this project is basically a picture of that diversity in the church. Because with each and every artist that they have on this album, they all brought something different to the table. Different sounds, personalities, cultures. We are one body, but we all have different functions. Some are hands, some are feet, some are eyes, but nobody's function is less than the other one, because at the end of the day, we need each other for us to fully function. And I think Reach Records really understood that, because they allowed every artist to shine in their own lane. And one of the coolest things as a person that's really a huge fan of Christian music was honestly discovering artists I had never heard of, bro. With this project, you can really see that these are artists that generally just have their own sound and happen to believe in Jesus. I think that's really important in a world where Christians seem like these unrelatable people, because it's honestly based on human experiences. You hear people talking about their fight with faith, their fight with addictions, their fight with cancer, and just trying to figure out life. And at the end of the day, they're pointing back to Jesus because that's where they find their help. I couldn't really find a favorite song because depending on what I feel like in that moment, there was honestly a track for everything. If you're into hip hop, Afrobeats, pop, R&B, there's honestly a sound for everybody. And I feel like the project is meant to meet you wherever you are. So if you've never been introduced to Christian music and you want to give it a shot, I would say this is where you can start. The project has some familiar sounds, and it also introduces you to a plethora of new artists that you've never heard of. For me, this felt like Reach Records saying there is some excellent food at home, you just need to taste it. I think that's the beauty of this project. We all come from different parts of life, but we are all trying to serve and live a life that glorifies Jesus, and we can do that in our diversity. 37 different artists, 15 different songs, different sounds, different functionalities, and one purpose: bringing glory to Jesus. Let me know what you guys think about this album, and let me know what your favorite song from the project is, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.